These are just 8 of the styles of Apple Watch bands that Apple currently sells, and while some of them might not be the exact same or the exact same looking anymore as they have changed over the years, and we have seen some go away completely, just like that of the leather link, and now it is replaced by the magnetic link. But one style of band that I want to talk about in particular actually is a band that I never thought would be as enjoyable as it is, especially with the Apple Watch Ultra. So the Apple Watch Ultra comes in 49 millimeters and only natural titanium, and this is what it looks like. It's this actually very nice, robust Apple Watch design with an action button and a big screen that's flat. And if you haven't seen an Apple Watch review or are a little confused, feel free to check out my other video up in the top right corner about the Apple Watch Ultra 2. And this Apple Watch has been absolutely amazing, but that's not why we're here. We're actually just here to talk about bands. So, of the bands here, I have a Sport Band, Sport Loop, Nike Sport Band, Nike Sport Loop, an Alpine Loop, a Trail Loop, a Leather Link, and a Solo Loop. And we're here to talk about the Solo Loop. So, this is one of the Solo Loops I have in Sprout Green, and it is a size 3. And yes, I do have small wrists, that's why mine is a size 3. And this band pairs absolutely perfect with the Apple Watch Ultra. But there is actually one catch. So when I bought this band, I was sized to wear it with a Series 8 Apple Watch. And that Apple Watch is the Series 8 right here. Now, if you are buying a Solo Loop band for your regular Apple Watch, or even a braided Solo Loop, whatever size you get from the Apple Store, whether it's with their custom measuring tool, or even just measuring it yourself at home using the home buying tool, you'll actually have a very great fit and experience with. So this is the Series 8 with the Sprout Green Sport Loop, and this is what it looks like, and it actually does not look bad, and is a very great combo with the Midnight to Sprout Green. But when I wear this Apple Watch with the Solo Loop, the band fit is actually very different than it is on the Ultra, and that is a big thing when considering the Ultra over a regular Apple Watch, is how some bands may fit you. Now, because this band isn't a one-size-fits-all, it's a custom-size fit band to you, it actually is a little different than you think on what size you need with the Ultra. So this is the Apple Watch Series 8 with the Sport Solo Loop band, and it actually fits me very comfortably. There's very little give, it'll still move up and down, but it definitely won't move a lot. Now, this band, very comfortable. I almost forget I'm even wearing an Apple Watch, as yes, the Series 8 is lighter, but the Apple Watch Ultra actually is a very different experience when you're wearing it with the Solo Loop. So this is the, as I said, size 3, and as you saw before, it fit me very well. It wasn't too tight, it wasn't too loose, it was perfect. Now, if we put this band on my Apple Watch Ultra, something that I've started to notice actually is, if on my Apple Watch Ultra, there's a lot more room, and the Apple Watch moves up and down my wrist really kind of freely, but actually not. It actually takes a lot of force to do so. And this is something that when you're buying a Solo Loop that you actually don't even tend to think about, and personally, it actually isn't even that big of a deal to me, but make sure you are aware of this, because with Solo Loop, and even braided Solo Loops, you actually get a different fit with each watch you use it with, as each watch is a different size. So we have the Series 8. So right here in front of us, we have the Apple Watch Ultra on the left and the Apple Watch Series 8 on the right. And as you can see, the Apple Watch Ultra is a lot bigger. Now, the Apple Watch Ultra is 49 millimeters, while my Series 8 is 45. So it's about 4 millimeters bigger. And yes, 45 millimeter bands, 44 millimeter bands, and 42 millimeter bands all work perfectly fine on the Ultra. That is what the Sprout Green Sport Loop I have. It is 45 millimeters, and it works perfectly fine. But if we take a look at the size difference and just hold them up side by side, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is definitely a lot taller and definitely a lot thicker. Now, the thickness isn't a big of a deal to me, but the actual size of the watch being a lot bigger is actually where it matters a lot more, as the Apple Watch Ultra is taller, so because it is taking up more wrist size, the Solo Loop band is actually smaller than it should be if you were wearing it with the Series 8. So if we put it on the Series 8 again, you can see right here that this is what it looks like. It looks pretty good, it has this nice, round curvature to it, and it will sit flat, and this is a very nice looking combination in my opinion. Now, if we take this band off and put on my Ultra, you'll actually notice, while it is the same size, yes, the band is actually looking a little bigger than it did before because of how much bigger my Apple Watch Ultra is. And yes, it's not by much, but it actually kind of makes a very big difference when you're wearing your Apple Watch Ultra with a Solo Loop, or even braided Solo Loop. So take this as a word to the wise if you're going to have Solo Loop bands, or even buy them for your Apple Watch Ultra, that you might actually have to size down in bands than buy the same one that you were fitted for, because that is for a series watch. But you can definitely make it work. It'll just definitely be a little looser. But overall, I haven't had a bad experience with the Solo loops, and I've actually recently come to love them just because of the fact that they're so comfortable and they just slide right on over my hand. There's no clasp or anything to make it look ugly or even kind of like hard to see. It actually just makes the Apple Watch experience a lot nicer, but it definitely be a little wary about your size, and don't be afraid to, order two and return one. Having the option to kind of figure out which one was the best fit for me wearing it with my Ultra was definitely a nice experience, and I gotta say, it was overall pretty nice. But let me know what your thoughts are with a comment down below, if you even wear Solo loops or braided Solo loops, because I feel they are very interesting design by Apple, and they've been released with the Series 6 and later, so they're not going away just yet, but they're actually a very nice band in my opinion. But I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.